Hey, so last night I watched a new Shudder movie called The Barge People. Now, this movie is a British movie. It takes place in the countryside along some canals, and it's a movie about two couples on a barge trip down through the countryside. They run afoul of some other people who live in the country. And there's also a lot of disappearances from some mysterious people who live in the canals. Now, this movie is made from the same director who directed Escape from the Cannibal Farm. So, from what I've seen from that movie, he's a big fan of homages of movies from the 70s and 80s. And like his previous movie, this movie has homages to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and The Hills Have Eyes. So, this is a lower budget movie, but it's still filmed really competently. It's not filmed like, on a handy cam or on red. It still looks really nice. But the fact that one of the set pieces where the action takes place is on the barge, it's very closed in. There's not a lot of room. You can tell they picked the location probably for budget reasons. And the countryside plays a big role in the movie. It's really pretty, the British countryside. As you can probably guess, the Barge People are actually inbred mutants, people who've drank the infected water and inbred over the years. And I read a lot of complaints online about the budget being low for the Barge People. They wear like these rubber masks and their voices are dubbed. But that didn't really bother me. I thought the masks looked cool. They kind of looked like the Fluke Worm Man from the X-Files, if you guys remember that episode. So the movie is really, really short. It's only an hour and 17 minutes. I kind of wish it was a little longer because once it starts going, it has a slow build-up, but once it starts going, I was into it. And then I thought the ending could have been a bit better, but I can see probably why they did it again for, budgetary reasons. There's a lot of 80s style retro musical score that I liked a lot. I thought the actors did a pretty good job. The one set of the couples was more about being relaxed, enjoying the canals, living in the country. And the second couple, her boyfriend, was kind of a snob, kind of a jerk. He was from the city. He was on his cell phone for most of the movie, making business calls and whatnot, and made like these cheeky comments about living in the country. So just a real difference in attitudes. And then you have this old cool pub in the middle of the woods, owned by this older lady. And she's not the most polite or pleasant living in the country like that. And like I said, they also run into these more impoverished people that live on a barge because they run into them with their barge. so they upset the locals. But yeah, I enjoyed it for what it was. I feel like it could have been a little better. There's some gore. There's not a ton of gore. Um, there's a lot of scenes where it just cuts away from the action. And again, I think that's because of the budget. But they did what they could do. And I'm a fan of the movie overall. So if you're a fan of like backwoods type movies, The Hills Have Eyes and whatnot, I think you'll probably like it. Just, go in with the idea that the movie does have some limitations. It's not perfect, but I actually wouldn't mind a sequel if they made it, honestly. So that's it for now. And I'm probably going to watch Haunt later today and probably do a little review of that later. So that's it for now. Bye.